Alright, I'm officially live. I'm going to show you all able to hear me. And I'm going to see how clear you're all able to hear me, chat. And I'm going to see how clear you're all able to hear me, chat. Alright. Anyway, yo, what's good, chat? How y'all feeling today? I'm feeling blessed. Back with more of me playing GTA 5 online with my home. Excuse me, that was my home intro. Back with more of me playing GTA 5 online and doing plenty of heist preps and heist solo. I'm actually not going to do any heist preps and heist today. Um, Excuse me, chat. If you heard that, if you don't, it's all good. Um, Bro, I am so like excited that I got 3 mil. I'm like, it's because of because we don't alert them.
Good morning, sir.
But I got, hold on, give me a minute. I feel like you have to do invite only session. But yeah, he was tired, so I'm not able to play WWE 2K25 simply because he's tired. It's all good. He typically gets tired very easily.
Up and at 'em, sir.
So when people say dogs and cats don't get along, they do get along. But yeah, so yeah, what's your all thoughts on like me wanting to lead all of Africa? I mean, I feel like I should. Can you all hear me when I talk like this? You know how my parents talk. Even though I'm not in my mom's place, when she's like calling me, it's like, "Oh, Mike, can you be quiet? I'm trying to sleep. When exactly this is gonna end?" Like, I mean, she's good. She's good. I love my mom for who she is. But I'm just saying. But you know how my dad is. Sometimes there's times where he does hear me talking. There's times where he doesn't. How many? Okay, I'm gonna count all the countries and oh wait, hold up. Actually, I already know. 37 is Indonesia and 38 is Thailand. Hey Siri, what's the capital of Thailand? Hey Siri, what's the capital of Indonesia? Perfect. Let's start with Africa. Hey Siri. Hey Siri, how many countries does Africa have? Hey Siri, what's 38 plus 53? Because there's 19 Middle Eastern countries and Egypt is one of them, even though there's others. Hold up. Hey Siri, which countries are within the Sahara Desert? Hey Siri, is Libya a Middle Eastern country? Okay. I feel like because Egypt is like in between North Africa and the Middle East, so it makes sense. So damn, 98, or excuse me, 91. For real. And my blood is on the vehicle. It's all good, it's all good. I'm just gonna mess around. I mean, I'm gonna hit the casino, bro. I haven't even spin a wheel like a while. I just been so focused on the heist and shit. But yeah, 91 countries. Like, damn. 91 countries is crazy, bro. It's wild. Hey Siri, how many countries does South America have? Hey Siri, how many countries does South America have? because I count Brazil within my last live stream, I'm pretty sure. Hey Siri, what's 91 plus 11? I'd be leading 102 countries. And then for Europe, I would see. Well, because I'm gonna lead Russia, I'm pretty sure that's like part of Asia, like Northern Asia and parts of Northern Europe. I would definitely lead Denmark as well, so that I can be in control of Greenland. And then if the US wants to be part of the NATO Union, of the European Union, then they can be able to have access to Greenland, meaning like instead of the US solely having access, the sole leader can be like the US as the main and Denmark as like the co-leader. They can collaborate or negotiate, saying like instead of Denmark being co-leader or the sole leader or like the sole country to lead them or to lead Greenland, then like I mentioned, US would be like this main leader, like the main country to lead, and then Denmark's like the co-leader, and then others can lead Greenland instead of just like Antarctica. You know how other countries cooperating towards or within like Antarctica? So, you know. And then you're all gonna be mentioned to me, why do you want to lead all of those countries? Just I don't like how their laws are and just how the countries run. And damn, there's a lot of South American countries. If there's plenty of illegal drug use, like in Venezuela, there's a lot of illegal drug use and how they wanna plant shit like Venezuela. And then you're all gonna be mentioned to me, would I lead Venezuela? Because it's part of South America. I possibly will. If no one's in office, I possibly would. I'll just have to gain citizenship, be resident there for what? Or actually, instead of being resident there, you don't have to be a resident for like a amount of days. You can just be a resident, meaning like you're a citizen, so you're like a part of that country. You find yourself a part of that country because of who you are. So I'm not just a Middle Eastern. I can have Chinese in me, Japanese in me, Indian in me. You never know. I may not have the looks of a Chinese and Japanese individual, but the accent can explain it and give it away. Plus, studying Chinese and Japanese is what I want to study, so I can like lead China and Japan. Otherwise, I'm just gonna let them be the corrupted country they are. Because I would fix China and I would fix Japan. South Korea, I don't have to lead it. I feel like the leader is doing great. Just if there's some laws I don't agree on, hey, I'll be his neighbor. I'll be his next door neighbor, pretty much. I would lead North Korea with Kim Jong-un's daughter to help her out pretty much. She knows what she's doing, Kim Jong-un's daughter. Just that me and my homie Farhan would help her out. So yeah, there's gonna be a couple European countries. I definitely want to lead France, Italy, Vatican. There are some countries out in Europe that I want to lead. Sweden. That's in Sweden. Yeah, there's a lot of countries, I mean. That's actually referred to as a world leader because you're leading not just the US, but other countries. Or just not that continent. It didn't stop, what the fuck? Hold up. Well, why is it not stopping? Hold up, I gotta deal with this real quick before I get into my political shit. Oh shit, I got it. Okay, let's just head back to the casino. Rockstar definitely made a mistake. Rockstar specifically, chat. And I'll just enter the casino because the cops wouldn't necessarily interfere. But yeah, because of plenty of the countries I mentioned, it's a lot. I mean, not just Middle Eastern countries have Islam, so just FYI. I feel like banning of Islam is just gonna be like the sole thing. Hey, if some countries doesn't allow trans, I feel like some countries shouldn't allow Islam. Because Christians, they can fast. Fasting is... You gotta do it the way God Almighty Jesus Christ does it, not the way you're meant to do it. Like, oh, don't eat during the day, you pray during midnight, or not midnight, during during the sunset, which is an illusion of it's an illusion where people think the sun is actually setting, but it's not. It's just the Earth rotates away from the sunlight. But yeah, I want to lead all of Africa. I'll be like the most prominent leader of Africa. If there's any leaders that is cool, hey, I gotta lead their country. I gotta lead Africa.
Luxury car is available to win. Stop by and have a try at the Lucky Wheel.
We'll see what I'm gonna win. Possibly the car, possibly money. I don't necessarily care. At this point, I don't. What do I got? Cool. I'm grateful, but like... Yeah, I am grateful actually. The car can remain.
Ready for some real excitement? Bet on the ponies at the Inside Track, the premier horse racing lounge at the Diamond Casino and Resort.
Like, bro, it's 3 mil. Like, I'm not blind. I don't even need glasses. Like, it's 3 mil and, like... Wow.
Had a pretty shitty weekend, actually.
Oh, hold up. My homie Craig just texted. At this time, which, A.
I was supposed to go to the beach, but they completely shut down the Elysian Fields freeway. No, all the surface roads were fucked because of it. Yeah. Go for a walk. Good one. All right. Talk to you later, man. I hear ya. Totally.
I want to for real lead the whole world. I was texting my homie Craig about it. See what he would mention. And I want to lead the whole world, actually. Like Europe, for example, there's possibly going to be some countries I wouldn't lead. Same with Asia. I feel like the only continents that I would lead as a whole would possibly be North America, South America, Central America, North, Central, South of America, the Americas, Africa. Obviously Australia, because it's pretty much just the one continent with different countries of Australia. So I'm pretty much leading the whole of Australia. Just Asia and Asia, and Europe. So what country should I lead for Europe? Denmark, obviously the UK, but you already knew that. So possibly Denmark, France, Denmark, France, Italy, Vatican City, Norway, Netherlands, Sweden, Switzerland, Greece. Ooh, I want to lead Greece. Damn, that'd be like 111 countries. If I led all of Asia, it would be like near 195. Romania? Possibly not, no. I would, but like, people are gonna be like, yeah, this guy wants to be a world leader. He wants to lead the world. Hey, what if there was 4 leaders? Or no? I feel like that would like lead to abusive power. Well, actually, excuse me. I feel like back then there was like 3 leaders. It's more of like equality than, you know. And then you're gonna be like, what laws do you wanna change in South America? Possibly like no illegal drug use, no cutting down trees if they do that for other countries. No kidnapping. I feel like there's plenty of kidnapping in South America, like majority of it. That's pretty much why people are like, oh, be aware of the crimes. Because someone's mentioned to me, I was mentioning to someone, or no, yeah, I was mentioning before within my recent live streams, just over, you know, like on social chat, about like me heading to Brazil. And what I just basically mentioned about that shit, like within this current live stream chat, like, you know, like within this current live stream chat, you know, and what I could possibly mention about that shit again as well. What's my future live streams? Obviously chat, like on social chat. Excuse me, chat. But yeah, like I want to. Yeah, I mentioned that like I want to head to Brazil, and then someone was like, "Oh, be aware of some of the tourist attractions." I'm like, "Why that?" And they're like, "It can be very dangerous or disgusting." And I'm like, "How would it be disgusting? Like, are you referring to like rape?" So yeah, just overall. But main targets are possibly illegal drugs and banning of deforestation, meaning like if anybody were to cut a tree or wants to, would get arrested, no joke, or get a ticket, like warn them, and if they do it again, then the arrest would occur. And people are gonna be like, how would you know if someone's gonna cut that down tree? Hey, if they notice that a tree's been cut down, like I could possibly make it where like you could figure out like who cut it down, like a fingerprint. And it could be linked to like their axe or whatever machinery they overall used specifically towards cutting down trees. Excuse me, chat. What about in Africa? I mean, all the countries, you pretty much. Well, possibly Central Africa. Animal Prevention Extinction Act, or Animal Extinction Prevention Act, meaning majority of Africa would make it liberal to ensure, like, there would be law changes where it's illegal to hunt any animal. Just because people overhunt more in Africa compared to different continents or countries of that continent. possibly like what's in Central Africa, Southern Africa.
What the hell?
Possibly Northern.
Hey, darling, I ain't seen you in forever. I meant to say, my lord is safe.
Excuse me. Like the pyramids, people can like enter without permission because like it's ancient. It's not like they're not gonna steal. But I can make it where nobody steals anything from the pyramid, ensuring that you respect the person's wealth because it's pretty much theirs, and they're not gonna actually take it with them to the afterlife because pretty much they'll be in heaven, obviously, because of how righteous they are. You know, like they're not such a like for example, King Tut, like he wants to ensure like whatever he has, it would be with him, despite it being temporarily, you know. So don't steal it, you know. It's to respect, you know. So I can make it a law for like Egypt or like different parts of Egypt if there's like pyramids in there. And then like the Mayan ancient history, like within Mexico, or like El Dorado, be aware, don't steal any gold. Unless you could, I mean not steal, but like harvest or like mine any of the gold. But who knows? I may set laws for that, you know. Alright, now the European countries, not all of them though. UK, I've mentioned some of the laws, like yeah, I pretty much mentioned them. I mentioned like no royal families and well, no, not just royal families leading, like allow citizens of the UK, even if they're not natural born there. Like for me, for example, I would like just acquire the citizenship there, but not naturally born there. Like I wasn't born there. I don't have the British accent. But hey, mate, I may possibly have the accent. I may possibly, you never know. I mean, that's like my actual voice. Like, you know, I can lead the UK. I mean, I mentioned the Snap group chat, so I'll have to be sure to check that. So that, like, I can mention to you all. Anyway, some of the European countries, Denmark. Like, besides the UK. What was it called? I definitely see me chat. So yeah, so like Denmark. What are some laws that I can like think of? I would say specifically US and Denmark being leaders, so I can make it where the US could lead, but under Denmark rule, because of how Greenland and Denmark have similar cultural differences compared to the US. But US can have like the authority to ensure Russia and China doesn't get involved. But if I'm the leader of China and Russia, like me and my homie Farhan, then he can own Greenland, or he can lead Greenland if other countries were to start wars that I'm not leading. And yes, China, the country itself, is actually bigger than the US. Unfortunately, well, I wouldn't say unfortunately, that's just the size itself. Anyway,
I like your style.
what up? But yeah, for France,
Let's meet up next.
even though I'm currently charging my phone, I'm gonna do some research actually on the laws. A lot of research, huh? Well, I'm gonna scroll up actually on the Snap group chat that I'm currently in, called Big, which is referred to as Big Holy Fam. Hope the vehicles don't crash into me. I'm gonna scroll up.
Well, I finally arranged a three-way between Fred for my weekly and Phil for my sex addicts.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It'll be fine, as long
I
as
hate
it's
when
not
the
your
my
brother.
Snapchat over exaggerates.
Oh, this is bad news. You are Miss Butcher. I would like to help. Really, I would. Well, perhaps something can be done. I cannot promise much, but I will see.
Um, hold up, chat.
Yeah, baby. And that's just real
I don't fucking believe this. It's my idea. I came up with
Did I
it.
mention it to
You
them?
do this, I'm gonna destroy you. You got that?
The beautiful thing is, I don't
Hold up, hold up, hold up.
But what do? I'm an architect. I actually helped design the...
I just saw a huge paragraph of my text.
No, I don't know anybody in the industry. Unless you mean the construction industry.
Okay. Um. Oh yeah, for the UK, I just mentioned the royal family is like, um, being sole like individuals to want to lead. Like anybody relatively closer, which is referred to as the royal family. But what did I mention for China? Free speech, human rights, and no arrest when jaywalking. Russia, no military invasion, human rights, and free speech. But because a leader makes that decision, then, that's perfect, But what if the military, what if people in the military disobey that, Then they'll be removed from the military. They won't get arrested, they'll just be removed. Okay. Laws of Denmark. Danish law is civil law system with strong constitutional protection for fundamental rights like free speech, though limited by hate speech laws. Ooh, definitely gonna remove that. Like, hate speech. What if there's a reason that they hate something? You gotta realize it. Okay, I gotta read all this to you all, whether I agree or not. Oh yeah, if I lower all of the age limits, like what me and Farhan Azar are going to do within the U.S. once him and I are dual presidents on exactly July of 2026, just realize when him and I lower all of the age limits, it's going to be global. It's going to be for all countries. Even if I'm not the leader there, they have to like go according to it. Danish law is civil law system with strong constitutional protections for fundamental rights like free speech, though limited by hate speech laws, which I fucking hate that because why would you want to limit that? They gotta realize it. And strong European Union influence governed by the Constitutional Act as the supreme law, covering areas from criminal codes, especially liberal rules. Actually, it's strict. Yeah, strict is sinful, liberal is righteous. Governed by the Constitutional Act as supreme law, covering areas from criminal codes, especially strict rules towards alcohol/drugs. Okay, why is there? What kind of drugs though? What if it's not bad? What if it's not necessarily illegal? So I feel like they should be liberal, like be righteous about it. And a recent ban on Quran burning. So meaning like they prevent people from from burning Qurans. Even though I hate Islam, it makes reasonable sense because what if it represents someone burning a Bible? Yeah, we don't necessarily want that. Okay. Or what if you burn the Quran? Yeah, I feel like you could do that, just not the Holy Bible. Towards social welfare, requiring compliance with European Union directives and incorporating case law and customs, creating a systematic but evolving legal framework. Key aspects associate a robust social safety net and strict laws on driving.
I'm totally worried about getting used to it.
And child protection, meaning people's children. Because anybody, whether they are temporarily, physically a kid / child / children within their mortal bodies, within the kid phase, or temporarily, physically an adolescent, like within their mortal bodies, like within the preteen / tween phase, teen / teenager phase, time adolescent phase that I'm currently within, while temporarily, physically an adolescent, like within my mortal body, middle-aged adolescent, which is someone from the 30s to 40s, so like 30 to 49, and senior adolescent phase, and etc. Pretty much it goes on. Which the senior adolescent phase is from 50 to 99. So when people say child protection, they mean like protecting your children from like you abusing your own children or someone abusing your children. If you're like a parent, like in such a. And significant European law integration. Okay. Key aspects of Danish law. Constitution. The Constitutional Act, Ron Loven, is the supreme law establishing democracy, separation of powers, and fundamental citizen rights, especially freedom of speech, assembly, and religion. Why separating the power? Just to ensure equal power, come on. I don't agree on that. Religion, though, ooh. Yeah, there's some religions you can't have freedom on. But you can definitely have freedom of speech and assembly. But make it where people can have speech, whether it's hatred, or something they just want to mention. Like, for example, they want to lead Denmark. If they're a citizen there, or someone from another country wants to. Without harming the country of Denmark. Like I'm such a legal system, primarily a civil law system associated by European Union law with statutory law, taking precedence over certain sources, though precedent and custom guide certain areas. Freedom of expression, protected but limited. Yeah, protect it, but don't limit it. That's still not protecting, because when you're limiting something, you're harming it. Laws prohibit hate speech. Okay, what kind of hate speech? Incitement and public denigration associated towards protected characteristics. Most recent laws criminalizing improper treatment of scripture, like Quran burning. Yeah, but that's the Quran, not the Holy Bible. Like, as according to certain biblical theories, aka the Holy Bible, through the true, divine, holy, and perfect words through God Almighty Jesus Christ. Meaning, he mentions don't burn the Bible, but the Quran is a false doctrine, so you can burn something that's false, not true. And I specifically mentioned about the as according to biblical series shit. Like, I specifically mentioned about that shit, like, within my recent live streams, what I just specifically mentioned about that shit, like, over no soul chat. But yeah, like, I specifically mentioned about that shit, like, within this current live stream chat. Like, like, within this current live stream chat, and what I could possibly mention about that shit again as well with my future live streams, obviously chat, like, no soul chat. Okay. Criminal law, governed by the criminal code, with strict penalties, I would say liberal penalties, for offenses like child abuse, abusing your own child, or someone abusing yours. That's illegal. Drug offenses, if it seems illegal, like illegal drugs, and DUI, 0.05% limit. Well, don't drink and drive overall, within any countries, especially the US. European Union law. Significant integration. Plenty of Danish laws stem from European Union obligations, granting Danish nationals European Union citizenship rights. Okay. Important regulations and rules. Driving is 18 plus to drive. U.S. license valid for 90 days. Strict DUI, which I feel like it should be liberal. And it mentions the percent, same percent. BAC. Speed limits 50, 80 to 130 kilometers. Seatbelt and no handheld phone use. Illegal to turn right on red. Ooh, it's actually illegal to turn right on red. It's not the right of way. I'm pretty sure I understand why. 18 plus to drive though? Make it 11 plus. I feel like it should be global like the US. Okay. And then it mentions people's children. Corporal punishment is illegal. Women in marriage is 18. Strong protections against sexual exploitation. Anybody can be sexually exploited. So I feel like it should be 11 plus for pregnancy, but 7 plus, or, and I'm actually going to mention this, instead of just 7 plus, it could be 7 or 9 plus or 8 plus. Just that if not all individuals who are 7 years old, or 7-year-old, for girls / women / ladies / females that aren't able to get sexually penetrated, but their vagina is officially small, while tight, because obviously it's tight, then it could be like 8 or 9, or the early preteens. Oh, no. The late childhood. Like within the kid phase, while temporarily, physically, a kid / child / children within their mortal bodies. But I'll have to see. So it could be like different ages for like different countries and obviously different states within the US. Instead of like making it federal. So I'll have to see. Like Vanessa chat. Or I can make it a bit higher if it's going to lead to pregnancy and not just sexual pleasure, meaning like making it safe and not leading to impregnation. Anyway, immigration laws are liberal, with naturalizations overall requiring a parliamentary act. Firearms heavily regulated, require special licenses and tests. Okay. Governance and rights. Democracy. Parliamentary democracy with a strong emphasis towards individual rights and equality. Welfare state. I would have to ensure that there has to be equality. Was limitation towards free speech, thinking that the hatred speech is offensive when not all are. Gotta realize. Welfare state, strong public safety net, parental leave, sickness, benefits, etc. Interesting. What exactly are some unique laws within Denmark? What exactly are some unique laws within Denmark? Okay.
Hey, remember me? It's Mama.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, text me later.
There is a lot of rules. Unique laws within Denmark associate requiring drivers to check under their vehicles for people before starting the engine. Liberal 24-year rules for spousal reunification and legal right to beat a Swede with a stick if they cross the frozen. Okay. Other typical notable regulation associate 70% reduction within greenhouse gas emissions by 2030. Respect. See, they're already doing it, even though I'm not leader there. So, and overall ensuring a liberal it says strict, but I'm obviously gonna mention liberal because strict actually is sinful. Liberal is not necessarily. It's righteous. It's righteous. A liberal prohibition against taking photos within Freetown, Christianina. I think there's a reason why, so I can't argue. Car safety checks. Before starting a car, it is overall legally required to check underneath the vehicle to ensure no one is hiding or sleeping there. I feel like the US should have that as well, unless they do. The Suede rule. A historic, albeit largely symbolic, law states that if the all surround the crosses it, a Dane is allowed to beat them with a stick. I have to say I respect that because why would you want to head towards Sweden? Just either drive there if it's like you're able to because it wasn't Europe, European, like whole European region within the Eurasian continent, or like yeah, just drive there, or fly there with an airplane. Don't have to cross the ice. Come on, which is like during winter or whatever. Um, okay, vehicle honking. It is forbidden to honk a car horn unless there is an immediate danger. Goodbye honks are illegal. Yeah, because some people do not like it, or it's more like you don't use it to say goodbye. Just lower your window and say bye. And I understand. So they're very liberal towards it. The US is they're not strict, meaning like, oh, you can't honk at all. That's very sinful slash illegal. But overall, still gotta make juice price chat. But they're not liberal. Like they're not being righteous about it, saying like oh, you only honk in terms of danger. To communicate, you use your words. You lower the window. If the person can't hear you, well, then you have to honk and they have to lower the window and all that. I feel like that's considered road rage, and just be patient. Act like the vehicle is a robot and you're respecting the AI. Which self-driving vehicles are gonna be like that, but because it's gonna be so perfect compared to like how like majority of humanity aren't necessarily perfect slash imperfect chat. The way they drive, or excuse me, yeah, the way they drive compared to me, because I'm a perfect driver, obviously, like in also chat. This can be quite different because
Good evening, sir.
simply because I'm a perfect driver. Self-drivable vehicles are perfect as well, like in also chat, because they are AI activated, and obviously I'm using my perfect mind, my perfect brain, and my perfect spirituality, like in terms of like driving, like in also chat. Okay. Death reporting. Failure to report a person's death to the police can result in a 20 Danish krone fine. If you don't immediately do it
Well rested,
when you
sir.
should, because
Highly
you're like wanting
calculated
to
day
hide the
you
body, or
enjoyed.
like you're
70%
planning
deep
something, but
sleep.
you just call the cop all of a sudden. It's like, oh, my bad. No free water. Restaurants cannot necessarily legally serve free tap water, unless it's overall accompanied by ice or lemon. I understand why. I feel like free water. Well, in the U.S. it's different, so you don't have to legalize that. Like saying, or like make it illegal to do that. You know, you have to pay. I feel like people should have free water in the U.S., so I would make it where it's free. Um, Unique cultural and social laws, privacy rules. Due to high privacy values, it is overall common that residents do not necessarily close their curtains or windows. So they want people to not have privacy? Unless, who knows? Cyclist laws. Riding a bike while drunk can result within a fine of exactly or over exactly $200, and police can stop you if they deem your riding unsafe. Property ownership. Foreigners face liberal restrictions towards buying residential property within Denmark, overall requiring permission from the Ministry of Justice unless they make Denmark their permanent home. Work-life balance. By law, employees are enlisted to 11 consecutive hours of rest within a 24-hour period. Immigration and society. A 24-year rule for family reunification. Spouses or partners typically must be exactly 24 years old. That's ass. Temporary protection. All humanitarian residence permits for refugees are granted with a view to temporarily stay or remain. Strict anti-discrimination. Physical or verbal assault associated with sexual orientation or gender identity is considered a serious hate crime. Oh, is that what they mean by free speech? Okay, just limit certain hate speech. Like, if they mention it, say, hey, you cannot bring that within the government. But if they have something hateful they have to mention, like, understand what's hateful. Like in the US, there's no limitation towards that because they understand. So I feel like Denmark should. And I understand why Denmark is the leader of Greenland. But I feel like the US should be the main one, and then Denmark could be like the co-one where they co-leader Greenland. Like dual country leaders. Like one from Europe and one from North America. Like in chat. Where the US is the central or middle country was in North America. The Northern American region was in the America continent. And obviously Denmark is within Western Europe, like in chat. And that are all the laws. I'm not gonna say what are the unique laws of whatever countries. Actually, what exactly are some unique laws within France? I'm gonna take a picture and read them later today. Oh my gosh. Actually, there's not much laws. Unique overall archaic laws within France associate the ability to marry a deceased person with presidential permission, a prohibition on naming a pig Napoleon, and a ban towards kissing within a railway platform. Certain peculiar regulations associated requiring train tickets for snails, mandatory quotas towards French music within radio, and restrictions on photographing the Eiffel Tower within the night. Marriage towards the deceased. Under the Article 171 of the Civil Code, a person can marry a deceased partner, provided there is proof of the intent and authorized by the president. I feel like that shouldn't be a thing because they're dead. You're showing your love of respect. See, there's there's reasons why I want to leave those countries. Plus, it would be cool, you know. I get to be a part of that country. But the thing is, if I'm leading plenty of countries, I would have to have an AI leader. Meaning, like, the AI would lead that country constantly, and they have to remain there if I'm not there, or like me and Farhan are not there. Because humans, they do other things. AIs, they can be within one place or do other things as well, like humans. like majority of humanity. Or just like me and Farhan specifically, like we know such chat. Okay, no pig named Napoleon, while not necessarily strictly enforced. Okay, so they're aware, but it's liberal. While not strictly enforced today, a historic law prohibits naming a pig Napoleon to avoid insulting the former leader. Oh, like the ancient France leader? Napoleon. Oh, I remembered him. Excuse me. Snail train tickets. Domesticated animals weighing less than exactly 5k grams must have exactly a ticket. Within trains, if a snail is on board, it is overall needing its own ticket. Why is that though? Eiffel Tower photos. While overall taking photos in the Eiffel Tower by day is alright, taking photos of the tower when it's overall illuminated within the night is overall protected by copyright and requires permission. I would agree on the permission aspect. No kissing within platforms. A 1910 law or 1910 law prohibits kissing within railway platforms to prevent train delays. Respect that, actually. Radio music quotas. By law, 40% of music played within French radio station must be within the French language. I mean, yeah, they respect the culture. Workplace rules. It is over illegal to eat within the desk within a workplace, and drinking alcohol within the work is forbidden. I feel like all countries prohibit it. If it's not all, then that's stupid. I feel like it should be all. With specific exceptions for wine, beer, cider, and perry. Well, yeah, it depends on alcohol, so I feel like there's a reason specifically, like everyone else will chat. Local UFO ban. The town within Châteauneuf du Pape. Ooh, that's like a French word, okay. Passed a law within 1954 or 1954 banning the flight or landing of flying saucers. No unlimited ketchup. To encourage healthy eating, self-service ketchup is restricted within school cafeterias. Respect that, okay. There are definitely some laws. What exactly are some unique laws within Italy? You know what? I'll do all those research later. It's going to be Italy, Vatican City, and Greece. So yeah, I'll lead like 107 countries. And that's all. That is all. Wow. It's a lot of laws. I feel like Denmark is more strict. They gotta be liberal quite a bit like France. But marrying a deceased? I gotta like make that illegal. I get it, the French are gonna be pissed at me, but hey. I may have some French in me. Bonjour. Hey, if it doesn't sound it, it's not about the sounding, it's about the looks. Hey, if you understand the country, you can lead it, come on. I'm sure they would accept dual citizenship. And if they don't, you gotta debate it, like, through international law. Who knows how that would overwork, like everyone else in chat, but, like, you know, who knows. Excuse me, can you, shut the fuck up? Thank you. Hold on, how many African countries are there? Hey Siri. Hey Siri. How many countries are within Africa? What's 38 plus 54? What's 38 plus 50? Hey Siri, what's 38 plus 53? Hey Siri, how many countries does South America have? Hey Siri, what's 91 plus 11? And then I'll leave like 107 countries. Well, I mentioned Australia, so I think Australia is like a whole. It's like a country itself. Oh wait, but 108 will be New Zealand. I would definitely do that. Might as well. It's a lot of countries, but hey, I can manage. Oh shit. Central America. Hey Siri, how many countries does Central America have? Hey Siri, what's 108 plus 7? 115 countries, not bad, actually. Okay, I'm actually gonna go back to where I left off. Evil words below the window. I think they can't hear you. It's righteous. Central America, I would say whatever laws I would, Damn, 115 countries though? So yeah, there's 54 countries within Africa, but because there's 19 Middle Eastern countries, and that's like, and Egypt is one of them, I said 53 instead of 54. So 38 plus 53 is 91. 91 plus 11, because I mentioned Brazil before. That's 102 at the European countries. Then I mentioned New Zealand afterwards. Then I mentioned 108 minus, or excuse me, plus 7. And there you go, 115. So, 109, 110, 115, yeah, 115 countries. Oh my gosh. That is considered a world leader. And yeah, there is plenty of European countries. So I'm gonna do research on Asian countries and see which countries I did not mention that I would possibly not lead. Because of how many countries, That wouldn't be fair, because I'll be like leading the whole world, And through God Almighty Jesus Christ, he's gonna mention you can lead majority of that countries, but the rest, majority of them, let others lead it. Despite you hating the laws through Satan and not through him, chat, like aka God Almighty Jesus Christ chat, then Asia countries. Hey, let's see what countries I would not lead, unless I want to. I'm playing chat. Okay. So here are the countries I'm gonna lead, and the one that I won't lead. Okay. Definitely leading China. Definitely leading India. Definitely Indonesia. Definitely Japan. Definitely Pakistan. Okay. Um. Okay. Mongolia. Um. Y'all think I should lead the chat or no? Possibly not. No. Taiwan. No. Well, yeah, I'm not leading South Korea either. So like anything outside like North Korea, whatever laws they like, because it's gonna be like global, like other countries, but like South Korea have to follow under that. But whatever laws people don't want in North Korea that South Korea can have, I'll let South Korea have it. Southern Asia, pretty much. Not all of them are Middle Eastern though. Like Iran is in that list, and I'm definitely leading Iran. Okay, Southeastern Asia. Okay, here are some of the countries that I'm not gonna lead. Brunei, Brunei, no. Cambodia, no. Indonesia, definitely leading that. Laos, no. Malaysia, no. I feel like Malaysia is doing great, especially Laos and Cambodia and Brunei. But if they have the same religions that I'm going to ban, then they would have to follow according to that. Myanmar or Burma? No. Philippines? No. I may have some Philippines in me, but hey, that doesn't mean I want to lead it. Singapore? No. Thailand? Definitely Thailand. Timor Leste, East Timor? No. Vietnam? No. Western Asia, Middle East. What are some countries I did not mention? Armenia? Well, Georgia's in that list, but I don't want to lead Georgia. But I'm gonna see a picture of my. I'm gonna see a picture of like. Didn't I took a picture of like all Middle Eastern countries? But I'm gonna do it again. Well, hold on, I gotta read it. Did I mention Armenia? Well, I'm gonna be honest. Georgia, yeah, definitely not leading it. So I'm not leading, and it's not the state of Georgia; it's a country. I'm not leading the country Georgia. I'm not leading Azerbaijan, and I'm not leading Armenia. Unless Armenia's in my list. Okay, I'm gonna say all Middle Eastern countries. Okay. Okay. If it's on that list, then I definitely did mention it. No. Armenia. No, I actually never mentioned it. So yeah, I'm not leading Armenia. Hey Siri, is Armenia Middle Eastern? Oh, okay. Because it's not part of the Middle East. Azerbaijan. My bad, chat. I gotta like. Hey Siri, is Azerbaijan Middle Eastern? Considered part of the Middle East. I feel like they have that Islamic shit. Azerbaijan. Ooh, yeah, they are Islamic. Yeah, definitely hate that. Come on. Language. Okay. Oh, they're. Oh, they speak Turkish. Okay. What is the official language? Official language. Ugh. And Russian. So not exactly. It's part of like it's within the Middle East, but so that, no wonder why Armenia and yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm not leading those countries. Like I'm gonna search up European countries. European countries. Hey Siri, how many countries does Europe have? 44. Okay, I'm gonna take a picture of all of them and see which one I'm gonna lead and not lead. Hey, I've noticed some countries I'm not gonna lead. Germany, I possibly will, so I would make it like 116 countries. Definitely France, definitely Italy, not Poland, not Ukraine, she's doing great. Switzerland, no. Netherlands, no. Oh, hold on. Okay. Definitely Switzerland, so 117. Netherlands is 118. Definitely leading Greece. 119 is Sweden. Definitely going to lead Denmark. 120 is Belgium. 121 is Austria. 122 is actually Germany. Yeah, it's a lot of countries. It's a lot of countries. There's a lot of countries. A lot of countries. So am I going back to like 115 countries? What was my 116? Yeah, I gotta lock in, chat. There's a lot of countries to lead. But anyway, chat. There's not much to do. It's pretty much just me talking. So yeah, chat. I'm gonna end right here. If you want to see more of me play GT5 Online with Mommy Andrew whenever he's awake, well, him and I are gonna play WWE 2K25, then GT5 Online afterwards. I'm gonna trim my nails like before I even head to bed. Oh yeah, and if you want to witness me playing with like RJ or like my subs, which is pretty much you all, or like witnessing me doing plenty of missions, which is like later in my mom's place before I do missions, so I can have like Anjin K to be able to do like the missions, or not the mission, to do the heist. So yeah, if you want to witness me doing plenty of missions, heist preps and heist solo, just yeah, be sure to leave a comment down below. I'll say some Android diggity chat. Well, hold on, before I end it right here, Android diggity chat. I gotta see like where I left off with the numbers, so I can like catch up and like lock in, like sync, like Like, did I mention like Germany to be 116? It's so I can like do a redo. It's actually Germany. 19 is definitely Switzerland. Okay. Definitely Switzerland, 117. Netherlands. Okay. Definitely Switzerland, 100. I've noticed some countries I'm not gonna lead. Germany, I possibly will, so I would make it like 116 countries. Okay, there you go. I'm actually gonna do it again before I actually end right here. Now I gotta lock in. Okay. So you know how I mentioned I'm gonna lead 115 countries? 116 is Germany. Definitely gonna lead France, definitely gonna lead Italy. Okay, I'm gonna mention the countries that I'm gonna lead. So 116 is Germany. 117 is Poland. 118 is Switzerland. 119 Netherlands. 120 is Sweden. 121 is Belgium. 122 is Austria. 123 is Finland. 124 is Norway. 125 is Ireland, if it's a part of the UK. 126 is Hungary. 127 is possibly Romania. 128 is Luxembourg. 129 is Albania. 130 is Iceland. 131 is Monaco. 132 is Bulgaria. 133 is Moldova. 134 is Slovakia. 135 is Serbia. 136. Yeah, that's all actually. That's all the countries. And obviously Russia's part of Europe, but like, I mentioned like in the beginning of like how many countries I'm gonna lead. So that's like a lot of countries. I'll go back to where I left off whenever, see all the countries I mentioned and the total. So I was like, yeah, I feel like it's 135 countries. So I was like, yeah, chat, I'm an Android degrees, chat. It's a lot of countries, chat. You gotta realize, like, it's a lot. Just like how I'm gonna start with how many planets I'm gonna lead once they're all terraformed and then potentially colonized. It's a lot of countries, chat. You gotta realize, chat. This is a lot of countries I'm gonna lead. Because it's not necessarily 195, that's perfect. Those that want to lead it, let them lead, but I gotta ensure if the religion of Islam is banned, they have to be more focused with the Christianity religion, or we can discuss it whether they want a restriction or a ban on it to move towards the Christianity religion. And instead of burning the Quran because whatever reasons that can lead to like PTSD or whatever for those individuals, I would ensure like for it to be banned, you could possibly consider it as like a museum, like how the history started, like ensuring the history of Islam, like how the history started of it and why did it have to be banned, just to ensure Christianity. Because freedom of religion, that means every religion. Like Buddhism, I may accept it. If not, then gotta be a Christian, Well, if there's ancient roots for majority of those cultural individuals towards like majority of humanity in terms of that shit. Like in terms of the ancient roots, chat, yeah, it can be hard for them specifically to like go. Like I'm a Christian, I'm not a Catholic. The Romans created Catholic. I'm a Christian specifically. Would I ban Catholicism? Possibly not. But I would ensure separate churches for like Catholicism and Christianity, just to ensure some respect. But as time goes on, as time goes on and people would want a Catholicism ban, especially with majority of the denominations within Christianity, then there could be a ban. Or like Orthodox, for example, possibly ensure that it aligns with Christianity, just like Catholicism, and not with like how Catholics believe in purgatory, or like Orthodox have their own form of like some type of belief that may be true, like associated with Christianity, or false, not necessarily associated with Christianity and just made up. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna end right here. Take it easy, chat. Yeah, Lamborghinis are from Italy, so if I were to lead Italy politically, I can be the CEOs of those companies, like making Lamborghinis be cool, Anyway, I'm gonna end right here. Take it easy, chat. Especially self-drivable ones and just electric ones or fuel efficiency, just ensure climate change. Anyway, I'm gonna end right here. Take it easy, chat.